Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome back to Love and Light TV. And y'all know the same spiel that I give all the time. I am so excited and happy to be able to connect with you through the means of social media. I am so grateful that God opened up a platform for us to be able to connect through YouTube. It's always a blessing and it's always great. And I'm excited that you all get a chance to see this video. Hey, Life by Elle. Love you so much. All right, so listen, I'm not going to be long today because I actually have a life coaching session that I have to do. Hey, Zero Tolerance, once this is done. But I wanted to make sure that hey, Afton, I love you. I miss you. I miss you so much. But I wanted to make sure that I shared, hey, what's going on, Nikki? I wanted to make sure that I shared this thought with you because it was in my spirit. Because as we're moving further in life and as we're growing and as we are becoming better humans, right? Because I want us to understand who we really are. Number one, we are first spiritual beings. Hey, what's going on? I can't see everybody's name. Ashley B. Afton. I can't see everybody's name, but I want to say this. Y'all got me so excited. I love y'all so much. First of all, we're spiritual beings. And it's important that we know that first. That before we are a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a son or a daughter, we are spiritual beings. And we have been given this earth suit, this body, and we've been given a soul, which is our mind, our will, and our emotions, right? And so in order for us to be successful in life to our most greatest potential, we first have to learn how to make our spiritual, and I'm not talking about anything religious, I'm talking about the love, light, spiritual side of you, how we have to make that person or that entity our number one priority. Because if we follow after our spirit, then we're going to see success, right? Now, I'm going to give you an example of someone who does that. Oprah Winfrey. She has developed her spirit to the point that everything she does is blessed and is successful because she follows her spirit. And it took her time to get there. And we look at people like Iyanla Vanzant or Michael Beckwith or Bishop Carlton Pearson, people who have navigated through life. They've made their spiritual life their priority, and everything else in their life just begin to add up and line up and begin to follow. And so as we are navigating through life, these challenges that we experience, the things that we go through, the things that we experience in life, those things come to do one thing, and that is to teach us lessons so that we can go to the next level, so that we can grow, so that we can evolve, so that we can matriculate, so that we can become better, stronger, wiser, so that we will understand our purpose and destiny in this earth like never before. That is the purpose of our challenges. Our challenges did not come to destroy us. They did not come to break us. They did not come to mess us up. They did not come to destroy our lives. Our challenges came for one reason, and that is to make us better. Now, I don't know how many times we have looked at our challenges as a curse. Oh my God, well, what is wrong with me? Or why am I going through this curse? It's not a curse. It is that you're going through what you're going through so that you can become a better person. And it's only when you learn the lesson of a thing do you graduate from that thing and you go to the next level. If you don't learn your lesson from what you go through or what you're currently dealing with, you're going to go back through it again. And you're going to keep going back through it and keep going back through it and keep going back through it until you grow. Hey, what's up, Kendall? So good to have you as well. And so I just want to encourage us to know that even along this path, right, of life, there are going to be people that come into our life and we are going to love these people. Yes, I'm Zero Tolerance. I am a life coach. we're going to love these people, and these people are going to attach to us, and we're going to attach to them. And God is going to allow them to be in our lives for a season. That means that there's something that we must teach them, and there's something that they must teach us. There's always an even exchange. And I understand, because many times we get in our feelings and we get in our emotions, and sometimes it's hard to see why the person that hurt us was also our greatest teacher. But when you grow and when you evolve and when you go to the next level, you begin to see like you never saw before. And you understand that the person that you thought was there to destroy you was really there to help you learn stuff, so that when you get to where you're supposed to be, you'll be ready for everything that you're supposed to do. So in life, we're going to love these people. We're going to attach to these people. We're going to be excited about these people. And when we don't know when to let go, then God will allow a challenge to come that will bring separation. And yes, we don't like those seasons and we don't like those times, because we want to hold on to everybody, especially if you've been the kind of person where you've experienced a lot of rejection, where you experienced a lot of hurt from people that you wanted to be connected to and you wanted to be close to. So the last thing you want is to get connected to somebody else and then have to let them go. But the truth is, when we don't learn to let people go, then the universe will cause a storm to come or a challenge to come that will bring separation. And the more that we fight the challenge, the more that we fight the separation, the more hurt that we encounter. And so many of us, we don't understand when the universe is trying to separate us from people. We're steady trying to fix things to bring us back together with them, and only for more hurt to come about. And the crazy part of all of that is that we do it with the right motive, because we understand we get in relationships. We don't want to just give up and walk away. We don't want to just act like, you know, they do one thing and then I'm out the door. And we enjoy turning red flags pink. We go through all of these things, and we go through all of these issues, and we go through all of these challenges because many times we just refuse to separate. We refuse it. And so when the separation finally happens, then we're angry and we're bitter and we're mad and we're hurt, and because we're not seeing things from our most highest self. All we see is the negative things about that individual. All we see are the horrible things about that individual. We don't see none of the good. We don't remember none of the great things. We don't remember the times they were there for us. We don't remember the times they had our back. We don't remember. We make excuses on why that now that we're separated, this person is evil. And it's so easy to fall in that trap. It's so easy to look at a person and say, well, because you've done this to me, you're a horrible person. Or because you've done this to me, you're a monster. Or because you've done this to me, you're the scum of the earth. It is so easy to get in that pattern and get in that flow. But I am here because I want to encourage us to move from being victims to being victors. From being victims to being victors. Now, when you're a victor, that does not mean that you were never a victim. But when you are a victor, you decide that you're going to look at the situation differently. You're going to see the lesson of the situation. And then when you get the lesson, you understand the blessing of it. You won't focus on the pain that was caused. I keep telling you, pain is only there because it pushes us to find the lesson so that we can see the blessing. But I promise you that as long as you focus on the pain, you're never going to move forward. As long as you focus on the hurt, you're never going to move forward. As long as you focus on what they've done to you, you're never going to move forward. This is the number one reason why you keep losing people out of your life. Because when it's time to let people go, we don't understand that separation does not mean I don't like you. Separation does not mean that we can't be cool. It just means that we can't walk together right now. Because just because we can't walk together in April does not mean that we can't walk together together in October, because there's going to be something that's going to happen in May, June, July, and August and September that's going to make us ready to come back together in October. I'm trying to tell you that we have to learn, when God begins to separate us from individuals, to not get caught in the emotional things, because we refuse to separate. We refuse to let them go. We refuse to say, listen, I can't walk with you right now. And so God will allow a storm to come, because your number one purpose on this earth, spirit, is for you to fulfill your divine purpose. And when you don't fulfill your divine purpose in this life, then you have to come back in another life. And I know y'all don't want to get into reincarnation. Y'all don't want to talk about that. That's too deep. I got it. I understand. However, when your spirit does not fulfill its purpose, then in this life, then it's got to come back and finish the purpose. But I want to let you know that if you really want to be able to grow, and if you really want to be able to move to the next level, you are going to have to stop seeing people that hurt you in the middle of a storm as your enemy. Just because they're not good for you does not mean that they're bad. Just because you are not supposed to walk with them right now doesn't mean that they're bad. That's why you can't tell your friends who to not be friends with. Just because you can't be friends with Bobby does not mean that I can't be friends with Bobby. God said you can't be friends, not me. Because where I'm at in my life, I got something I have to do. Now, that has nothing to do with my loyalty. That has nothing to do with the fact that I love you. I'm not going to let nobody talk about you behind your back. I'm not going to sit there and let them run you down to the ground. I'm going to defend your name because I'm your friend. But that also means at the same time that I don't have to stop my friendship, because evidently there's a reason why God brought us together. Now, let's not be crazy. Everybody, let's not be crazy, because just because God allowed you to be in somebody's life, you got to know what your purpose is. See, I watch people. If somebody will dog one of my friends, then I already know that they have the potential to do the same to me. So I'm going to be cautious how I walk with them. If somebody has the potential to be destructive with one of my friends, then I know that they have that same potential to do that with me. The truth is, if y'all would have separated when y'all were supposed to separate, then all of that drama wouldn't have happened. But sometimes God will allow these challenges to come so that you can see who the person is for yourself. Sometimes God has to allow someone to hurt your friend who you think that same person is your friend, but God has to allow you to see the one so that you will see their potential, so you will see that they have the ability to do the same to you. But just because someone is not good for you doesn't mean they're bad. And the same way that somebody is in January does not mean they're going to be that way in May. Life has the ability to change people. Life has the ability to process people. Life has the ability to take people to new levels. Life has the ability to turn people in circles. Life has the ability to make people do a 180. And even if they don't do a 180, they do a 90. And that change is dramatic in itself. But I'm here to let you know, you cannot keep cursing the person with whom you were separated from because you refuse to let go. Every single person that God has separated me from, I can go back and think of a time when God tried to get me to do it when it could have been peaceful. Every single person. But see, we don't want to listen until things get blown up. We don't want to listen until things become a shitload of mess. We don't want to listen until things become so ratchet and so raggedy that now all of a sudden it causes a big mess. And we could have listened a long time ago. We could have heard the universe a long time ago, but we didn't want to hear it. We didn't want it. We wanted to make it work. I got supernatural power. I can pray. I can intercede. I can align my chakras and help them align their chakras. And we can go on trips and I can make things better and I can be supportive and I can just love them through it. No, when the universe is telling you to let go, you got to learn to let go. And if you don't let go, then a storm will come so that you will have to let go. And then when the storm comes, you have no right to start bad-mouthing the person that you had to be separated from if you would have just listened the first time. Everything we go through because we don't listen. You have no right. We have no right to dog anybody about anything that they have done when we could have let go a long time ago. These people are not bad. They're just not good for us. That's all. That's all. That's all. They're not bad people. You just mad because things didn't go the way that you planned. Everybody is not a monster. Everybody is not the devil. Everybody is not black. And I mean black in the sense of dark. That's why, I don't like that. Why is dark gotta be black, gotta be so... Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But that's the truth. Everybody's not dark. Sometimes people make mistakes because of the simple fact that you have to learn to let go. If they would have never hurt you, you would have never let them go. If they would have never dogged you, you would have never let them go. You would still be holding on to them right now. If they didn't do you dirty, you would have never been able to let go. And when you get out of the thing, you can choose to grow or you can choose to stay stuck. And I'm telling you now, you can stay stuck, but you won't get anywhere. And your life will go in a revolving circle and you'll go back through it again. And you'll go back through it again. I call it an unprofitable cycle. But if you really want to be able to be free and if you really want to be able to grow, then you are going to have to see the blessing in the lesson of whatever that person came to teach you. What did they come to teach you? And yes, we go through some hard-ass lessons. And yes, some things do not feel good. And yes, there's some things that we have to get because remember, our spirit is perfect, but it's that soul that got to get it together. Our body gonna follow whoever's the strongest. If your spirit is strong, that's what your body gonna follow. If your soul is the stronger one, then that's what your body gonna follow. And remember, your spirit comes from God, so it's perfect, but your soul has been conditioned. Hey, Barbara, your soul has been conditioned. Who conditioned it? Your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, big mama and them, your aunties, your uncles, your foster parents, whoever raised you. That's how you become conditioned in your soul. But just because you were taught a thing don't make a thing right. You didn't see success in your parents, so how in the world can you act just like them but expect to be successful? It doesn't happen. People are not bad. Well, I don't like what they done to me. Okay, that's cool. You cannot like it, but you can't label them as evil or bad. Because if you would have let go when God told you, you would see goodness in them. And one thing I learned about God, God never tells you to let go. The first time is never in a storm. It's always when things are perfect and wonderful. You could be driving in the car. Y'all could be holding hands. And you'll hear a voice that says, they're not the one for you. Let them go. And you'd be like, Whoa, that's not me. And they'd be like, babe, what? And you'd be like, oh, nothing. But you knew deep down in here, it was God. But you didn't want it because you didn't want to let them go. So then God speaks a little bit louder and a little bit louder. And the problem is with most of us, we don't ever listen until it becomes a big mess. That's the reason why we struggle. But just because a person is not good for you does not mean that they're bad. You cannot label everybody as bad in your life, because by labeling everyone as bad, remember, you only attract what you are. Everything negative that you've ever said about someone may be true, but the truth is, it's also who you are. You only attract who you are. So people are not bad. They just might not be good for you. All right? So take that through the weekend. Make sure that you go through, start forgiving people, letting people go. How do I forgive? I'll do a video on how to forgive. I'll do a video on that because I want us to know how to forgive. But it is important that you find the blessing in the lesson that they came to teach you. They are not bad. They are just not good for you. Love and light, everybody.